Next year, you will be attending Harris College, where you will study sports communication, TV, and radio broadcasting. Don't be surprised if someday in the future, turn on your TV on ESPN, watch the Sports Center, and see this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Whatever happens, it's got a great future. It's my honor to introduce to you the class speaker, the class of 2016, Will John.
Deep breaths. Alright, there's a lot more people than the public speaking class. Alright. Members of the Board of Education, Mr. Gamino, Mr. Paddock, Mr. McBride, faculty, families, friends, and finally, last but not least, the class of 2016, you guys. Thank you for making this day one of the biggest days of our lives possible. Whoops, okay. An epilogue is a section or speech at the end of a book or play that serves as a conclusion to what has happened. Some epilogues move into the future, such as J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, a great book, and George Orwell's Animal Farm. Yet some summarize the chapters that have preceded it. We, the class of 2016, have lived those chapters. The prologue was birth, chapter 1 was kindergarten, chapter 2 was first grade, and so on. The last day of high school got a chapter all to itself, and now finally our graduation. This is our epilogue. This is the final chapter, the official end. Yet this day may not be a summary or an end, but a real-life celebration and reflection on the chapters that we've already read. This year, I took AP Literature and Composition with Ms. Ham, and I was privileged to be introduced to her, or by her, to Henry David Thoreau's masterpiece, Walden. Now, for those of you who don't know, Walden is Thoreau's reflection upon simple living. It's a very personal declaration of independence, but I read it as a brilliantly put advice or at least suggestion. In Walden, he says this: "Time is but the stream I go fishing in. I drink in it, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. Its thin current slides away, but eternity remains." The end of high school is obviously an exciting time, yet a very sad time as well. Some people are ready to go on to new things and to follow their dreams, but some want to do just that, just aren't quite ready for it to all be over. For growing up to become a necessity, for the current to slide away. Yet what we may not know quite yet is that eternity does still remain. No matter how shallow the water is now, we can continue fishing somewhere new. While we fish in that new stream, these 4 years won't swim away like a failed catch. They'll be with us forever. The 4 memorable years that we spent as warriors will be the eternity that remains. I recently tweeted this. It's a very hard thing to write, stay in touch when we're at college in yearbooks, rather than, I hope you have classes next year. Now, first of all, I'd like to thank the many people out there that liked and retweeted it. Really appreciate that. But I also found it to be something that I seriously believe, because the reality of graduating is not quite set in yet. And the fact that I have to write a sayonara in yearbooks rather than a hags, have a good summer, is kind of rough. But I'm wishing that I had geometry homework to do in the morning rather than graduating. I'm wishing that I could be going to the dollar store to pick up blue and gold gear for Spry Spirit Week. I'm wishing that when I go to elementary school tomorrow, whether we're playing kickball or dodgeball, I'll be kicking butt. And I hope that next time I head to preschool, we can finger paint dinosaurs. We don't want it to be over, but it is, and that's okay. With the end of graduation come a tremendous number of changes. Change of school, change of stream, but all in all, with change comes new experiences and new opportunities and new memories that will join the field. Henry David Thoreau also said in Walden that he left the woods for as good a reason as he went there. Perhaps it seemed to him that he had several more lives to live. The woods we leave today are woods that we will never forget, and we have more to explore. Yet we can return to these new woods whenever we want. The new woods that we will explore will be done during the several lives that we have yet to live. My favorite show, The Office, is the classic workplace comedy about a paper company called Dunder Mifflin. It's always hilarious, sometimes romantic, but occasionally the writers find ways to incorporate little project seriousness and depth into the script. Andy Bernard, a salesman at Dr. Mifflin, perfectly encompassed the end of a huge part of life by saying, I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you actually left them. No matter if you watch the show or not, you resonate with that quote. The good old days are days to cherish, and days where many memories are made. But the end of them does not mean the end of memory making. I hope that you can take at least one thing away from today. Know that what you leave behind as you start off in your next life may fade away, but it will never disappear. If you let it, it may begin to fall by the wayside. But if you keep the people that you leave, the memories that you leave, and the stream that you leave in your head and in your heart, they will forever stay with you. Whether it's the memories you made as part of a championship robotics team, a national finals bound speech and debate team, or a highly distinguished math team. Whether you participated in the various musicals over the years, from Calusa Hairspray, or various sectional title trips, especially this year, such as baseball, softball, volleyball, and field hockey. Or whether it's time that thing called the Warrior Crew won the best in the state for fans, and you celebrate it throughout the halls. No matter what you experienced through the last 12 years as elementary, middle, and high schoolers, never let them disappear. To all of us graduates, we've got several more lives to live, but let us not forget this one. Thank you, and congratulations, guys.
Our next speaker is the president of the class of 2016. And he has been in that position, president of the class, since